How's it going, my flat picking friend? In today's video, we're going to be looking at the tune Arkansas Traveler. This one is a really standard tune these days in old time and bluegrass circles, and it's actually got an interesting history. It's from the 19th century, but a lot of people know this tune through its modern adaptations in the children's song universe, namely the Baby Bumblebee song, or I'm Bringing Home a Baby Bumblebee. Every time I play this tune on stage, I always get people coming up to me after the show saying, "Why are you playing the Baby Bumblebee song?" And I had no clue what they were talking about until I did a quick Google search, so a little bit of extra information for you there. Before we dive into today's lesson, if you haven't had a chance to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button below, please do so now. That way you'll get notifications whenever we upload a new video to the YouTube channel. Also, if you're looking for a more enhanced learning experience with PDFs of the sheet music and tablature to all these flat pick fiddle tunes, as well as play-along tracks, backing tracks, and other educational tools, check out the link below in the description to mandolinsecrets.com/guitar. There you'll find all sorts of information about the Guitar Club and how you can get access to these tools and our community where you can interact with other flat pickers about our lessons and anything generally related to flat pick guitar. Before we go ahead and dive into the demonstration on Arkansas Traveler, there are a few kind of tips and tricks that I wanted to point out that might help set you up for success on this tune. So one thing that I like to think about when I'm playing Arkansas Traveler here has a lot to do with pick direction. If you're familiar with alternate picking on the acoustic guitar in like flat picking specifically, generally speaking on down beats we're playing down strokes and on off beats we play up strokes. So if something is a constant stream of eighth notes like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's kind of like the general rule for how to approach the right hand with flat picking guitar. Now there are also some more specific kind of rules that you can place on top of that. Generally speaking, for notes that are just quarter notes in any given passage of music, you can play all of those as downstrokes because the downstroke is a little more powerful than the upstroke, simply because you've got gravity working to help you on that one. The force of gravity is helping take your hand down through the string, so generally it's easier to get a fuller, bigger sound out of each note with a downstroke. So if you have the space, like you do with passages that involve quarter notes, I like to suggest playing those with downstrokes to get that powerful tone out of the melody. So for example, on Arkansas Traveler here, we have bars 2 and 3 are predominantly quarter notes and half notes, so all of those can take downstrokes. So just for example, here are the first few bars to Arkansas Traveler at 100 beats per minute. I'm going to turn the metronome on so you can hear that beat pulse in the background. Every time the metronome clicks, we can think of that as a numbered beat, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the eighth notes that fall in between them, we'll call those ands, right? So any of the notes that fall on and will typically be an upstroke. Everything else, all downstrokes. 1, 2, ready, go. So you can see all of the notes that fall on the clicks get a downstroke, and then especially when we go to those long held notes like the quarter notes and half notes, they're all downstrokes as well. If you didn't get that, just back the video up a sec and watch that one more time. One more thing that I'd like to point out about Arkansas Traveler is that on the B part, it's a really active melody that involves a lot of pinky notes. And one thing that I like to think about when I'm playing something like that is specifically on the first few notes of the B part here. It's so 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 0, 3. When I'm playing those fives, you'll notice that my index and my middle finger are down on the frets that I'm going to be hitting immediately after that 5th fret. This kind of serves two purposes. The first is that by pressing down those frets, my fingers are already in position where they'll need to be in that eighth note passage. So as you start to increase the tempo of that song, you're going to experience a little more success when you try to play that faster. Now, if you were playing that with your fingers lifted, you have to see, I play that first note, put my finger down and lift the other one, put my finger down and lift the other one, right? But if they're all down, it's a simple matter of just lifting fingers as opposed to putting down and lifting fingers as well. The kind of second reason that I like to leave those fingers down is that it's actually easier for your pinky to press that fifth fret note down if you have these notes clamped down on their frets. We all know at this point in time, or maybe you don't, that the pinky is definitely the weakest finger on your left hand and typically requires the most work when you're doing your technical exercises and things like that. So any help that we can give the pinky is all the better in my opinion. All right, I think that's enough for the tips, folks. Let's go ahead and dive into the demonstrations for Arkansas Traveler. First, we're going to get a slow version of this tune, so buckle up and follow along with the video if you can. It's common to need to listen to this tune a few times before you start to try and play along and see what we're doing in the left and right hand. So feel free to just watch the video once or twice and then try and dive in and play along, okay? All right, so here's the slow version. All right, now that we have an idea of how this tune sounds slow, let's kick the tempo up a little bit and see what this tune would sound like at more of a medium tempo. Let's dive in. All right, my friend, that's it for Arkansas Traveler. I really hope that you enjoyed this tune. Like I said, it's a super standard, and you'll be likely to find some folks at your local jam session that know this one, so it'll be a really useful tune for you, I promise. All right, once again, if you haven't had a chance, click that subscribe button below and like this video if you enjoyed today's lesson. And don't be afraid to leave us a comment below. I'm always interested to see whether you like these tunes or what tunes you want to see here on Mandolin Secrets. So drop us a comment below and let us know what you'd like to see here on the channel, okay? All right, my friend, thanks so much. Enjoy Arkansas Traveler, and we'll see you in the next video.